Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargame Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are Let's Build videos and what they're all about? Well, Let's Build video, I take a model kit and I'll show you how to put it together. If there's areas of concern on the sprue, as in things you need to be careful of, wires and pipes and skulls and chains and whatever else, I'll let you guys know. If there's anything wrong on the sprue, something that's numbered wrong on the sprue that's different to the instructions, I'll give you guys a heads up. If you suffer with dyslexia or just struggle with instructions in general, again, this is a visual aid. If you're interested in certain models from certain armies or interested in starting a new army, this is a visual aid to help you guys and give you guys a good head start with what to expect. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. Right, so straight off the bat, I'm still suffering from power fluctuations. In the last Let's Build video on Mega Red, the lights went off and then they came back on just as I was, filming, so that could happen. But anyway, if anyone that's new, we'll go through tools needed as usual. Mold line scraper. You can use a surgical blade or some sort of, hobby knife. If you're using a bladed tool, just be careful because it is sharp and you don't want to cut yourself, and just let anyone in the house know you're using a bladed tool so you don't scare you by accident and you end up cutting yourself. Clippers, most useful part of our kit. Now I do have sanding sponge or a sanding block, but you can get this from sanding sponge or sanding block. You can get this from a hardware shop. Using a sandpaper area / wallpaper area, somewhere in that area. Most of the time I found it with the sandpaper, but sometimes I have found it with the wallpaper. So it's a plastic kit, so plastic glue. Now I do have super glue at hand just in case. Now, for everyone that's new, so I didn't tell you what we're building today. You would have seen it on the thumbnail anyway, but building a Hexmark destroyer. Yeah, I have two of these lovely things to build. One from the Imperial magazine and one I actually purchased before I realised it was coming in the Imperial magazine. So what we do now, we have a look at the sprue and see what we can ascertain what's what and what's not, so we can make our job a lot easier. I can see a leg. I can see another leg. There's a third leg. That looks like a body part. This is back carapace, chest piece. Looks like basic material. The gun arms with the lovely little piping coming off. Look at that piping. That's going to be an absolute nightmare to do. There's his head. Which is actually an amazing head. Look at that. Well, there's another head, so you probably have a choice of two heads. I think it's a head. Anyway, so I'm going to finish getting set up. I'll come back to you with the first piece. As usual, I look for the other Hexmark destroyer, put both at the same time, but I can't seem to find it. So maybe I was mistaken. I don't know. But anyway, I swear I saw one. I'll probably find it after I've built this and be like, oh damn it. Anyway, first piece is needed. Number one, which is this lovely piece here. Okay, and number two, which is back carapace. I'm going to snip them, clean them, and come back and show you how they go together. Right, so this piece basically, that's where his head's going to go. Okay, come on, that's where his head's going to go. What are you focusing on that? That's stupid. That's where his head's going to go. Oh, yeah, bollocks you. That's head's going to go there. So see this mad little square? Yeah, that just slots in there like so. Okay, so the ball's on top. His head's going to go in there because he looks sideways. You've got two holes there, two holes that side. You've got the bit here and the bit underneath, whatever they go into, the legs I'd imagine at some point. But yeah, I'm going to glue that into place and I'm going to come back to you then for the next piece. As the next piece we need is number 5, which is this single arm. So I'm going to snip it, clean it, so it goes on. Bear in mind, where are we? that ball needs to stay, I would imagine. Yeah, the ball needs to stay. So snip it just below the ball there. So when you snip it by the ball part, you got this little pin that sticks out. Okay, now the bottom hole there, I put some glue in it, that pin just slots in there like that. Okay, gives you your first arm. The next piece that we need is number 3, which is this piece here. Okay, now these all look very similar, they are very similar, but this is the next piece we need. Again, there's a pin on this, so that goes, well, I'll show you how that goes, but we'll snip this off, clean it down, and that's so how it slots in. Right, so again, it's very straightforward. The pin goes in the top hole, so it looks like that. Very weird, I know it looks very weird, trust me, it's not. We get there. So the next piece we need is number 4, which is this little pipe bit. There's only 2 pipe bits separate. That's number 9. This is number 4. This is what we need. So I'm going to snip it off. Now you'll be forgiven if you don't get that properly done with the mold lines on it, but don't panic, because once it's dry, the glue dry and everything else, you can come back home with some sanding sponge and gently just give it a sand down. Right, so this piping, we can pick it up. It has a little node bit there and a pin bit there. Now the pin bit goes into the hole in the gun there. I'll just put some plastic glue into it. So it goes into there, and then it slots into the top hole there. Okay, now this is very fiddly. When you're doing it, I'd glue the arm in, leave the arm to dry for maybe half an hour, and then come back and start messing around with it. Yeah, very straightforward. I'm going to just set that down to dry for a few minutes, and then I'm going to come back with the next piece. Right, so now we need number 6, which is this one down here. Again, be careful with the wire, because it's very movable. Sanding sponge is best for giving that a sand down, but I'm going to simply, I'll clean it down, show you how it goes on. Right, it's a little bit tricky to show you. Basically, the third hole at the bottom there, that's where that piping goes into. Okay, now on the gun handle, you see just by my finger, there's that weird shape. There's that weird shape there as well. So basically, that slots in there and slots on there like that. Now I just have to give the top of that a little bit of a clean down because I missed that little piece, but that's how it slots in. Okay, so I'm going to clean that little bit, glue it off camera, and then come back to you for the next piece. See a little bit I missed there, but again, I'll wait until it's all dry, and then I'll come back and get that. So the next piece needed is number 7. So that piece there. Right, so number 7 is a funny pin. Goes in the bottom hole there, and his wire goes in the bottom hole on the back of him. So I'm going to glue that into place, and then come back to the next piece. So the next one we need is number 8. So I'm going to slim that down, clean it, show you how it goes on. Right, so this lad, pin there, goes in the top slot. Like so. So now we have 4 gun arms. This is very fiddly as well, so I'm going to leave it to dry for maybe an hour or so, and then come back to it. Yeah, so we've got the main part of the body done. So now it's going to be on to the other guns and everything else. Right, so the next piece that we need is number 9, which is this wire here. I'm going to snip it, clean it, show you how it goes in. So this is another one where you have the two pips on either end, but one of them has a little circular bit around here. The circular bit goes into the front hole there, so I've already put some glue in it, and then it connects into the arm socket. It's very pretty, but okay, it is very straightforward, but it's a little bit fiddly first of all. The next piece needed is number 10, which is chest piece. Okay, so I'm going to snip clean, show you how it goes on. There's no let up on that rain, is there? Oh, geez. Right, so this piece, the chest piece, there's a little pin there. I've already put some glue on it. There's a little hole there, and it just slots in like so. And then you might have to go around and just seal the join line between the front piece and the back piece and get it to show. Yeah, it's along there. And then we're on to the next piece. We're waiting for that rain to try and go over, but it's not going to go over anywhere. So now the next part is 11 or 12. So you have a choice between this sexy head or this sexy head. I don't know which one to go for. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to snip it, clean it, and show you how it goes on. Right, the head has a very distinctive hole at the back. If we're going further, see this piece here, this little rectangular bit. You need to keep that when you take it off because that's his little mouth. Right, so anyway, there's a little pin just there. Focus in your bollocks. There we go. And it just goes on there, like so. And then you can see his little mouth. Yeah. Both of the heads have that. So now we're on to the next piece. Right, so the next piece we need is number 13, which is this piece here. I'm going to snip it off, clean it. There is other parts that go into it, but we'll sort this piece out first, and then I'll bring one piece in at a time. So I'm going to snip it, clean it, and I'll come back to you again. Well, the instructions doesn't show you this. It just shows you some mad. It shows you this piece from the side. You can't really tell what it is, but a detailed look at it. This square bit has to be the front. It's got 3 legs, one either side, and the last one goes in back there. Yeah, so let's start with the back one. That is number 16, and it's the only one with the funny little, excuse me, funny little thing on his base. So I'm going to snip that off, clean that down, and I'll show you how it goes in. This goes in as simple as this little square piece at the bottom, yeah, and the pin. So the pin goes in the hole, and the square piece at the bottom. Easy as that. And this is back leg. So the next piece that I need is number 15, which is this one here. I'm going to snip it, clean it, show you how it goes on. Now, so number 15, you'll see there's a funny little blue bit there, the same bit there, it just goes goes in there like so. Okay, so I'm going to glue that into place and then come back to you for the next piece. So the next piece needed is number 14, which is the other leg. It goes in exactly the same on the opposite side. So I'm going to snip it, clean it, glue it, and then come back to you for the next piece. So this next piece, now, I'll show you before I do it. Top of the spine, there's only half, yeah? Just in here, there's a little nook. That goes in there like so, okay? So this is going to be a bit fiddly to glue in because you glue it in, and it's meant to be standing on all three. But anyway, I'm going to glue it into place, and I'm going to come back to you then for the next piece. Right, so the next piece we need is number 17. So I'm going to snip it, clean it, and show you how it goes on. I must tell you, putting the bottom half into that was a pain in the hole. Absolutely a nightmare, but so sort of part of me is actually glad I don't have two of them, but I do think I have a second one somewhere, and I'm going to come across it eventually and go, oh, what the hell. But anyway, yeah, that was a pain in the backside putting that in. But so number 17, I'm going to snip it, clean it, show you how it goes on. Right, so this is a very straightforward piece. This piece here goes in the third, the middle hole there, and the pins into the front here. Okay, so as you can see, in between there, there's a little groove. That's where the gun bit comes through. Yeah. So why the instructions tell me to do this last, I don't know. I should have probably done this one. Probably should have done this one second, and then done the top one. Anyway, I'm going to glue it into place and then come back for the next piece. And so this one goes in exactly the same way. Yeah, straight into there, pin, and then we'll come back to you for the next piece. And the last piece we need is number 19. So I'm going to snip that off, clean it down, just show you how it goes onto the base with this piece going between the legs of the Hexmark. So he has two front legs either side and the back leg at the back there. But I'm going to clean it off, glue it on there. As you can see, I've stood him up freestanding, because any way that I lay him down, the two arms that I've glued in and the body that I've glued into the bottom part is starting to move with the plastic glue still not fully set. So freestanding means I can just pick him up and glue straight over into the base. But anyway, so clean that, glue it onto the base, then glue him to the base, and come back and show you come back to you with final thoughts and a few pretty pictures. And there we have it, guys. It's actually quite a straightforward build. There are a few moments that are just fiddly. Putting the two loose wires going in are actually more straightforward than putting the gun arms, the last two gun arms in. They were a bit of a nightmare. I don't know why they don't leave them to last. What you could do, now I see why they're leaving it last, because you put the chest piece in and the head in first, and then you've got room. Otherwise you put them in and you've got to mess around with the chest piece and all that. So that's why they've left them to last. So you can see that now. So just follow it the way that I've done it, the way the instructions say. Yeah, there's no really shortcuts to cut there. In terms of difficulty rating, I'd probably give this guy maybe a 5. It's not overly difficult, it's just a few fiddly pieces. Gluing the bottom half of the body to the top half of the body, that was very fiddly. But this is plastic glue now, that's why you have to use plastic glue. So that if it starts to move, you can actually you've got time to play with it and just get it right. And even when I was putting the last two arms in and I laid down, the legs started to move. So that's why then I stood it up and it stayed perfectly then. Let's give this guy a 5 difficult rating. He's not the most difficult model I've built from the Necron range. But he is just fiddly here and there. But anyway, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, because it costs you absolutely nothing. It helps the channel in a massive way. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. And everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video with more people. And for all my regulars and everyone, people that joined the channel recently and watching all videos and commenting on all videos and everything else, absolutely thank you very much. It means a hell of a lot to me. If you have anything to say about this model, just chuck it in the comments below. I can't wait to get him painted up and put into the Necron Force. But anyway, guys, hit the buttons for me. I'm going to bring you down, show you some pretty pictures. Until next time, take it easy.